That's pretty good damage. But that's not enough, baby. Show me the goods. Come on. Get him. Boing. Get that Iron Hands up out of here, baby. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Brawlic John, with a special episode of How to Play. Not only does this episode feature my Toronto regional team, which I was very, very, very happy with. Love this team. But this is my 100th YouTube video. This is my 100th YouTube video anniversary. And first and foremost, I just want to thank anyone who has supported the channel. A like, a comment, a sub, anything at all means the absolute world to me. And I just want to thank you, and from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say, yeah. Alright, let's get into the team. So, this is the team that I brought to the Toronto Regionals. I'm not going to bore you guys too much with the regional stuff. The team performed extremely well. I performed, on the other hand, pretty okay. Had a pretty good outing. It was my first regional ever. And to be honest, I don't have too many things that I wanted to change about the team. There was one big theme that happened during the Toronto Regionals, which was just this big movement away from Fire Ogre and Water Ogre, and this resurgence of Amoonguss. And I think in some ways that hurt this team to an extent. That said, this team was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun with this team. This team picks up so many funny knockouts, and I'm really happy that I get to share it with you guys. Let's go through it. So first and foremost, we have the heart and soul of this team. Yes, it is Chien-Pao D-Knight. It is a tale as old as time. It is nothing new. However, it is immaculate. Now, the one thing that you will notice immediately off rip is that this Dragonite is carrying Giga Impact. What is that for? Next to Chien-Pao, the Sword of Ruin, this Dragonite can one-shot Iron Hands with Giga Impact. It can also one-shot Girafarig with the Giga Impact. And it has a really, really good range to also one-shot Cresselia. So that's why we have the Giga Impact, because into certain matchups, you can just make a really, really big play and just steal the win with a big, big Giga Impact into something like an Iron Hands. Chien-Pao is pretty standard. There's a lot of weird Chien-Paos out there. I decided to just go with Adamant, Sacred Sword, Crash Punch. I know Spinner is a thing, but we're playing Rillaboom, so obviously we can't run Spinner. I know some Chien-Paos are like Haze and Taunt and a lot of all this cool stuff, Lash Out. But I just went with a standard set, reliable, useful, straight to the point. It's easy to predict, but it's hard to deal with. And that's kind of what this team does best. This team is easy to predict, but it's hard to deal with. Next up on this team, we have Arcanine with that Citrus Berry Intimidate Terra Fairy. This Pokemon is an absolute monster. Now, the Will-O-Wisp is such a great tool. This is another great answer that you have into Iron Hands, a lot of the physical threats in the meta, even opposing Dragonites. If you lead Arcanine versus the Night-Pal Mirror, you can actually go for Will-O-Wisp into their Dragonite, because the chances of them E-speeding in front of Arcanine are very, very, very low. Let me just tell you that right off the bat. Next up, we got Flutter Butter with the Booster Energy Speed. This is nice, simple, and clean. Simple and clean. Alright, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Protect, Icy Wind. It's a tale as old as time. Now, the secondary twist on this team that makes it a little bit different from your average Night-Pal team is, since we have such an interesting way to get rid of things like Girafarig or Indeedee that stop terrain, you know, Rillaboom and Ogerpon are both carrying Grassy Glide. So what that allows me to do with this team is it allows me to have 5 different priority moves. And then we have a way to deal with Indeedee, and we have a way to deal with Giraffe. So given that, the 5 priority moves actually have so much, I guess you could say, offensive pressure, that it makes the team a little bit hard to deal with, even though you know what's coming, right? Rillaboom, Terra Fire. This Rillaboom was absolutely amazing throughout all of Toronto. I would say Rillaboom and Dragonite were probably the MVPs, if I'm being honest. They just picked up the most KOs. This Rillaboom outspeeds bulky Heatran. It outspeeds most Heatrans, to be honest. So this Rillaboom will outspeed a Heatran and just knock it out with a high horsepower. Just amazing stuff, right? Ogerpon, Ivy Cudgel, Glide, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. This is a pretty bulky Ogerpon, but it definitely does have enough speed to take advantage of Icy Wind. But this is just honestly a complete team. It's a really fun team. It's simple, it's clean, it's unga, it's bunga, it's enjoyable. You guys are more than welcome to grab this team, take it on the ladder, have some fun. Guys, once again, thank you. 100 YouTube videos. This is a celebration. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Leave a like, a comment, and a sub below, and let me know which Pokemon you want me to feature next on the channel. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And my opponent has an interesting team here. Possible 2 Ghost types because of the Iron Bundle. We don't know what it is. Speed control is going to be a bit of an issue. His Hisuian Arcanine, Rillaboom, Komomo, Titar. Their team is actually like borderline perfect into mine. This is actually a very scary matchup. Now, I should be able to lead Night Pow and maybe get some advantage here. But it's definitely really scary. If they lead Flutter Bundle, I think I know what play I want to go for here. I think my own Hisuian Arcanine is decent into this matchup. Because Will-O-Wisp can put on a lot of pressure into some of their Pokemon. But then I also really like having the double priority with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in the back here. The only thing is I would be bringing, I mean, it's actually just really good, right? Alright, I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens here. I think it's fine. I guess I'm just now realizing that I did not bring any answers into Komomo outside of Night Pow. So if they're deciding to go for a Komomo setup, that'll be a little bit rough. I did play a Komomo at Toronto Regionals. I played the Wolfie team, and he did go for it straight into Komomo setup, by the way. Like, with no delay. And they're using Fake Out for it as well, which is interesting. I think given this, would you go Terra Steel? And if you go Terra Steel, that just opens you up for Sacred Sword, right? So I can Aerial Ace Rillaboom, which seems like it would be really, really good here. Aerial Ace the... Or do I Aerial Ace the Komo-O here? He might Terra Steel. I think I want to Aerial Ace the Rillaboom here, go Terra Ghost, and just crash into the Komomo slot. I think given his lead, that's the most effective thing I can go for here. Basically, getting rid of that Rillaboom turn 1 could be really, really nice for me. And if he goes for Fake Out into Chen-Pao, that would just be amazing. Now, he could go for U-turn into Chen-Pao, and or Grassy Glide, which would be bad. But it wouldn't be the end of the world, right? Because I am sashed up. So let's see how this one goes. Now, I'm assuming this is the Komo-O terrestrialization into, like, Steel, right? Yeah. See, yeah, there's the Steel. So I could have went for Sacred Sword, and if this were open team sheet, this is a perfect example of how my team really excels in open team sheet, but here in closed team sheet, it just kind of is what it is. He fakes out my Dragonite, which makes me feel a little bit annoyed at wasting my Terra. I do have a chance to flinch the Komo-O, which is hilarious. I do pick up the one-hit knockout into the Rillaboom, which is really, really good for us here. Now, the problem is his Komo is going to be... Oh, we got the flinch! Okay! We actually got the flinch. That's kind of Monka. Alright, now we have to see what he brings in the back. Is it Flutter? Because if it's Flutter, things get a little bit scary here for sure. Things get not so free. Yeah, so he does bring in the Flutter main here. Now, he cannot Terra, which means that Sucker Punch into the Flutter is pretty good here. I almost want to just stay in and Aerial Ace the Flutter main. I wonder if my Dragonite lives Dazzling Gleam from this range. I want to say it does. I really, really want to say it does. Because what's the benefit of switching out, right? You know what? We're just going to stay in like the kings that we are. And we're just going to go for this. Sacred Sword into the Komo slot. Komo could protect here, I guess. But I think the Komo wants to set up here. He goes for Dazzling Gleam. Come on, Dragonite. No! I was really hoping Dragonite would hold from that. It's unfortunate. Sacred Sword does connect. It's going to do a lot of damage here, which is really good. And he does set up the Iron Defense, but now another Sacred Sword should be enough to kill, or at least enough to pressure here. Yeah, another Sacred Sword should kill. I would imagine he's gonna go for a Protect here. He's gonna heal up a lot, but I think Sacred Sword should kill. He's gonna protect his Komo-O. I get to bring in... Ooh, do I bring in the Rilla or the Ogerpon? I think I bring in the Rilla here. Start pressuring Grassy Glides into that Flutter slot. I can Sucker Glide the Flutter, or I can protect Chien-Pao here. Because I think his Komo-O protects. I'm almost certain Komo-O protects. So I feel like Sucker into Grassy Glide should kill the Flutter Butter here. Let's see. So, Komo protects. Okay, we got the read. We got the read. Okay. Sucker Punch, show me some good damage. Oh, that's amazing damage. And Grassy Glide. Okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, so we lost our Dragonite. That Dazzling Gleam, I mean, it just depends on the Flutter spread, right? I thought there might be like a small chance that I could live it, but it's not looking good for us. Now I have Rilla Pal versus Komo-O and whatever's in the back. The thing is this Komo-O is probably going to live a Sacred Sword. Ooh, T-Tar. Do I just Sacred Sword the T-Tar? Do I just Sacred Sword the T-Tar? Because what can T-Tar go for here? I think I have to double the Komo-O. I think I legit have to. High Horsepower can miss, which I just cannot afford. I think I have to go for High Horsepower, though, unfortunately. Sacred Sword and High Horsepower into the Komo-O. Oh! Never mind. Woodhammer would have been fine. Please don't miss. Oh, this Rillaboom's so good. Thank you, Rilla. Thank you, Rilla. Alright, so now it's Rilla and Ogerpon versus Tyranitar. We should be really, really favored here. But yeah, this is what this team does. It just applies so much pressure. So much priority. Picking up that first turn kill on their Rillaboom was really, really impactful for me. Now I'm in a 2v1 situation. The flinch did help, but I don't think the flinch was like the game winner though. Just given the fact that I have so much priority on my team, and I get to bring in Ogerpon in an endgame, and Ivy Cudgel can always crit through the Komo-O, and it just puts Komo in a really tough spot there. But now, I got both of these mons in a really good position. I'm just going to go for Woodhammer and Ivy Cudgel. Alright, Ivy Cudgel's going to come out here. He's going to do a lot of damage. Almost a one-hit KO. I could have glided, but I had faith that my Rillaboom was faster. This is a pretty speedy Rillaboom. Alright, and just like that, we pick up our first win with the good old-fashioned Toronto regional team. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens bringing it home. Yeah, alrighty, here we go. And we got a Scizor over there. How you doing, Scizor? Alright, so this is a bit scary, huh? Because Roaring Moon, Fluttermane could definitely be a scary combo. What am I doing against Scizor if they go with the Scizor lead and they start bullet punching and stuff? I guess just having his Sway and Arcanine in the back is just really, really good here overall. Okay, so I definitely want Dragonite Pal, I believe. I want Dragonite Pal, I want his Sway and Arcanine, aka Drizzy Drake. Do I want my own Fluttermane here? Do I want Rilla? Do I want Kevin Owens? Grassy Glides into Fluttermane in the endgame could be really, really good. I think I bring my own Fluttermane. I think mine is faster than theirs, and unless they get Tailwind up, I just think these four are probably the most consistent way I have to play. Especially if they lead Iron Hands, I get to press some really, really funny buttons. So let's see how this one goes, right? Let's see how this one goes. Now, they do have their own Arcanine I need to respect. But I feel like my Arcanine is so good in the Arcanine Mirror because I'm pressuring with Rock Slide, and they can only really pressure with maybe just some sort of weird coverage move. Alright, so they lead Arcanine plus... Okay, so this is cool. This is cool. I get to do something a little fun here. Now, the Intimidate on Chien-Pao means that Extreme Speed into Icicle Crash does not pick up this Iron Hands, but I know what does. Terra Normal, Giga Impact, into Iron Hands, protect the Chien-Pao, let's go. Iron Hands, you're out of here, baby. Get that Iron Hands out. Now, the only way this goes wrong is if he straight up goes for Will-O-Wisp into my Dragonite. If he does that, we are so screwed, it's not even funny. And I completely forgot that was a possibility. I feel like I got so used to open team sheet over the past week that I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, Will-O-Wisp, huh? But let's see what happens. The Arcanine should target down the Chen-Pao in a realistic world. Alright, he fakes out the Dragonite. That's not going to do anything. He extreme speeds the Dragonite. That's pretty good damage. But that's not enough, baby! Show me the goods! Come on. Get him! Boing! Get that Iron Hands up out of here, baby! Yeah. Edge and Christian, Edge and Christian, Edge and Christian, Edge and Christian. Let's go, baby. Oh, you love to see it. You absolutely, positively just love to see it. Alright, so they lost their hands on turn 1. Now, I did use my Terra, and there is a chance I will lose my my Dragonite here, but I still think this puts me in a favorable position, because that's their answer to Chen-Pao, right? So now they're going to bring in Flutter Butter. They're probably going to go for a Dazzling Gleam or something. I'm going to go for my Arcanine switch on the Chen-Pao slot, because I really want to pressure them with my Arcanine plus my Chen-Pao while they're -1. Because I think that would be like the best case scenario. Although E-Speed plus D-Gleam does present a little bit of an issue for me. But if I can... I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I can make plays here. I can definitely make plays here. Alright, so my opponent's really thinking about this one. I'm wondering if my opponent's going to double up the Chen-Pao slot with, like, Moonblast, Extreme Speed. That would be the best case scenario, because then I can conserve... Actually, no. Maybe I do want them to just take out Dragonite here. It's really tough to say. I'm predicting Dazzling Gleam plus E-Speed into the Chen-Pao slot here. That's my prediction, but let's see what they're going for. Alright, so my own Intimidate comes down on my Arcanine, which is really, really good for me. Oh, they Shadow Ball. That's a play that happened. Why the Shadow Ball? What? Shadow Ball into close combat on Chen-Pao. Not gonna lie to you guys, that's not good. That was definitely not what I thought would be happening here. Switch in Flutter here. I guess my Flutter is not threatened on the switch in for Dragonite. The question is what do I go for here? Do I E-Speed their -1? I guess I have to sack my Arcanine here just based on the play they made. That was a wild play. Shadow Ball and close combat. I guess they predicted the switch, but that's still so wild. That's so incredibly wild. Especially because they don't have speed control there, and my Chen-Pao could have easily just, like, Icicle Crash the Flutter Mane. Alright, so E-Speed does, like, not a good amount of damage. I'm hoping this thing clicked Close Combat again. If it clicked Flare Blitz, then that's just insane, right? Alright, he clicked Close Combat again, which is fine. Alright, so now, how do we play this? I can Icy Wind speed control him. He does have Shadow Ball. Alright, so I'm going to go for Icy Wind. And I'm going to Icicle Crash the Flutter Mane here. Alright, let's see where this one goes. I'm thinking that Flutter Mane is Specs. I actually don't remember if it was Boost or anything. If they like Flare Blitz and Protect, that's pretty bad. What is this? Terra Fairy? Terra Water. Okay. What are you playing? What is this? Why are you playing this way? How did you stay in on both slots? I need a flinch real bad. This is just so Monka, dude. And it's still almost just died. A critical hit. Oh, man, I so deserve the flinch. Flutter, you gonna hold on from this? Dude. What a game. What an actual game. And he flare blitzes the Flutter Mane. What a gamer. What an absolute gamer this guy is. Giga Chad for sure. Okay, this is still unironically winnable because he close combated. So I feel like E-Speed might just knock out the Arcanine here, even at this range. Okay, so this is still winnable, and then I just Sacred Sword the Flutter Button from here. Alright, we can still win this game, despite stuff. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to E-Speed into the Arcanine at -1, hope and pray that kills. We are going to Sacred Sword into the Flutter Mane slot. It's probably going to be a switch in, but I just don't want to miss Icicle Crash and lose the game here. Okay, so they didn't even switch. This is good. Please kill. Oh, Dragonite, you're such a good boy. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Dragonite. Oh my god, dude, what a game. Okay, so now it's a 2v1, but I still have my Sash. I don't know many Pokemon that could beat these two in a 2v1 outside of a Ghost type, but he doesn't have any more Ghost types. He already used Terra. Alright, let's see what you got in the back, buddy. Let's see what you got in the back. Roaring Moon? Nana! Yeah, that Roaring Moon's not gonna make it. He can't Terra. His speed was heightened. So we Extreme Speed, and then we Sacred Sword so that we don't miss Crash. We always Sacred Sword here. It's super effective, too. Alright, that should be a GG's. Oh, man. My opponent, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They had me in the first half. Alright, E-Speed just one-shots the Roaring Moon with that good old Chien-Pao boost. And that is how you play this team. Unga to the bunga. GG's to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, next game of the day, and we have Trick Room plus Tailwind. This is a very, like, frustrating team to deal with because it's got Giraffe and also Torn, which really, really does put me in, like, some very, very awkward positions. Chien-Pao, yeah, I mean, I guess I just kind of got to go for this type of stuff and see what happens. Arcanine, it's like kind of okay, but also feels very pressured. Rillaboom is good. I guess Kevin Owens is good here too, all things considered. Yeah, I guess this is fine. We'll go for this. He's definitely bringing Giraffe. The question is are they going to lead Giraffe? If they do, I can do the funny stuff. If they don't lead Giraffe, then I have to play, like, mind games with Torn, and I'm not a huge fan of those. But we'll see how this goes. Games like this are just really 50-50 in closed team sheet. In open team sheet, which is what my team is made for, I would have a lot more clarity on exactly what I want to do. But given that I really don't know too much about anything here, we just gotta kind of play our game and see what outs they have to our game, and just see if we can leverage that. Because if we over-adjust to what they're doing, then we're playing their game. And that's not going to be good for us in the long run. So, let's see what they got here. They lead Flutter, Butter, plus Torn. Flutter, Butter, plus Torn is pretty decent for me here. He might switch into Giraffe or something like that. I am down to Terra Normal Aerial Ace the Flutter Mane here and go for Protect. This is normally my line whenever I see a Flutter Mane with this type of speed control. Especially because I know I can't just start relying on my, just can't start relying on my, priority moves to deal damage, right? Now, I'm sure he might be thinking that I'm going for, like, E-Speed into Torn. So the dream scenario here is that he just switches in Giraffe on the Torn slot. But it looks like there's no switch-ins. They're actually going to Terrastalize here. Are you going Terra Ghost Tornadus? Terra Steel Tornadus. Okay. I mean, I guess Terra Steel's fine into me, but I'm not going for E-Speed, so we're just kind of okay with this. We go Terra Normal so that we don't fold to a Dazzling Gleam. Actually, on the other side of things, we're going to be pretty strong into a Dazzling Gleam. Now, whether or not he goes Tailwind or Bleak Storm is interesting. He should Tailwind, because my Chien-Pao could be outspeeding his Flutter, right? So, this should be Tailwind, Dazzling Gleam, if I had to predict. They are not Tailwinding, which scares me a little bit, because now there's a chance that Bleak Wind Storm could pick up my D-Knight. But let's see what they do here. Alright, so Bleak Wind Storm does not pick up my D-Knight, but it does do a decent amount of damage. We get to Aerial Ace. Oh man, is that Focus Sash? Oh, buddy. Can we please actually just not do that? Please and thank you. Good lord. Alright, let's switch in the Rillaboom, and let's, Sacred Sword the Torn here, I guess. Alright, so their Flutter Mane should protect here. I mean, he knows I'm pressuring with Sucker Punch. If he doesn't protect and he just Bleak Winds plus, if he just Bleak Winds plus Gleams again, that's gonna be a little bit rough, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so their Flutter Mane does go for Protect, which is pretty good. Now I pressure the slot with Grassy Glide. The interesting thing is they can swap in Giraffe. Ooh, Chien-Pao just picks up the one-hit knockout on that Torn. Oh my, buddy. If you're gonna Terra Steel your Torn, you might want to Eevee train it, buddy. I cannot believe they were Focus Sash, by the way. This would have been so perfect. But maybe you can argue this was better. Now it just really depends on whether or not this is Giraffe. Okay, so it is Giraffe. So now the question becomes, is Flutter Mane faster? Is Flutter Mane faster? I think I would like to Wood Hammer into the Giraffe slot here. And go for... I guess I have to Icicle Crash the Flutter slot. Because I'll live a Gleam no matter what, right? So I guess let's just crash the Flutter slot. So the Flutter is faster than my Chien-Pao. Really unfortunate. But we trade Chien-Pao for Flutter Mane here. I think given this point of the game, this is about as good as it's going to get. Now I get a big Wood Hammer in grassy terrain into the Giraffe. I'm interested to see if they're going Trick Room here with Ursaluna. I almost just one-shot, by the way. That's insane. Okay. What are they gonna do here? They do go Trick Room, which means they have Ursaluna in the back, right? Alright, so this is the end game they've set up. This is the end game that they set up. I think they actually just win here. I'm trying to think of how I can win. Given that it was Trick Room in the back, and giving that... Dude, if they weren't Focus Sash, this is actually such a free win. It's so insane how much of a difference that would have made. I mean, I am Assault Vested, so maybe, just maybe, I can win, actually. But I'm gonna need a little bit of luck here. Do I protect the PAL? Do I protect the PAL? I think I do. I think I do protect the PAL here. Okay, so if they go for Blood Moon, Helping Hand, it might knock out my Rillaboom here. Let's see what they go for. Oh, they just go for Psychic, and I guess Hyper Voice here? Dude, did you not attack? Oh, okay, so guys, I think Rillaboom lives this. Rilla, if you live this, I will just love you forever and ever. Oh, Rillaboom! Why are you like this? Oh, Rilla, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, Rilla, Rilla, Rilla. Rilla, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your Rilla just hypnotize me, and I just love your Assault Vesta. Gamers. Absolute gamers. Alright, let's bring in the Ogerponi. Let's bring in the Ogerponi. You know what time it is, gamers. It is time for that sweet, sweet priority spam. I got 2 turns of Grassy Terrain. That's all I need. That's all I need. Grassy Glide up in there. Sucker Punch up in there. Come on, Grassy Glide. Do some wham. Oh, get him, Sucker Punch. Get him. Oh, baby. Nice little Trick Room, nerd. Shout out to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, gamers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, this team is really, really fun stuff. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Try out the rental. Feel free This team, super fun, super reliable, super good. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what you want me to feature next on the channel. I think, don't quote me, but I think my next team might have a nice little off-meta mon on it. We're considering some options here, so stay tuned to find out what's going to be next on the channel. But for now, once again, thank you guys so much. Yeah.